Everybody. How you doing? Hi, Teresa. Hello, John Reichman, aka George. Hey. Hi, JJ.
Hello. Do you hear me?
I can. I still have not figured out how to get the old fashioned side by side. So last week I was told I needed to be on this side and you would be on that side. And I just saw that the fish water is sitting right here. Hi, everybody. Oh, I don't know where you just went. Did you do something to yourself? Okay.
Did it come back?
Nope, it's the same. I checked your Teresa, thank you. I am losing it, but
It's just staying. It's not. They were saying it's going to be gone.
I told JJ this morning I'm actually considering getting it cut because the color's starting to wear thin and my natural color is beginning to show up, which is apparently a lovely shade of gray. And at my age, I feel like I've earned it. But thank you very much. Linda, I just told Linda that you were asleep.
I was. I totally was.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so I don't know what all people are going to have to ask about today. So the first thing I want to do is make sure we tell everybody that I am, and JJ is not a doctor or medical professional. I am a cancer patient, and all we're doing here is sharing information about my experience.
And we don't even play one on TV.
No, we don't. We do not even pretend to play one on TV. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I'd say that for the most part, tired has been the name of the game. And so I'm kind of adjusting to all of the millions of ideas and desires to do things in my head, and my body saying, slow down a little bit, sister. Take a step back and make good choices.
And I have to say, just so that everybody,
hey, Janet,
everybody knows this is not beer that I'm drinking.
He's drinking ginger beer.
I'm drinking ginger beer. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that, so that
I'm drinking water beer. Yeah, I'm drinking water beer. So really what we've been, and I want to say this too. I want to thank everybody who's in the live chat right now. And I know that we'll start picking people up here over time. But I also want to thank everybody who does end up watching this on the replay, because we do have quite a few folks who join us later from Australia and from Britain and everything else. So I really want to thank you guys for coming back later if you weren't able to make it the first time. And if it's the first time you've been here, thanks a lot for coming in. So the purpose of this video, which is going to be every other week, is to just talk about updates on what kind of side effects and things I'm having, or maybe what we found out from the doctor, because we got information from the doctor Thursday that I think is important for me moving forward, understanding things. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. It has to do with electrolytes and the maintenance medication that they'll put me on if this chemotherapy works. So maybe we could kind of launch right into that. And JJ, I don't have the other, I just want you to know I don't have the other screen on. So I'm just reading chat from the live chat. Hey, Diane. Hey, Brenda. Thank you. Brenda said, looking good today. I did put makeup on. I had to put makeup on. But, I'll tell you guys, a couple weeks ago, I would have sworn I would have had no hair now. And I've lost more hair under normal circumstances in just like changes of seasons and stuff than I have so far. But I will say my head's getting itchy sometimes at night, but I don't know. It's working. Should I talk about like what the doctor said though about those electrolytes? Because that's kind of the forefront of my mind. And I want you guys to see I got Easter fingernail painted, Easter fingernails. Notice the wrong finger, the birdie. See the birdie?
It's like Tweety bird colored.
Like Tweety. And that's what I say to Cancer. It's just my quiet way of saying it. So we went to the doctor Thursday. Actually, I wasn't even disconnected from my ball sack at that point. I still had the fluorosil, the 5FU bag attached to me. And it emptied really quick this time again. It's emptying in like 36 hours, but it's designed for 48. So it's going quickly, which just means that my body is taking it in faster, which is totally okay. And so he was explaining, I asked why I have to do the urine test before I do my my chemo every 2 weeks, because if I have too much protein in my urine, they won't do one medication, which is called Avastin. Avastin is not a chemotherapy.
It's a biologic.
It's a biologic. So think immunotherapy in a way. It's more like that. It's not chemotherapy. So it opens up your body to be more receptive to the chemotherapy, from my understanding, and that's why I get that. Well, if you have too much protein, it can, now I'm going to paraphrase all of this, okay? But if you have too much protein, that means that your kidneys aren't functioning properly. And if your kidneys aren't functioning properly, the Avastin can like rapidly help, it would help them deteriorate, which we don't want. We want good kidney function, because the last thing we need is to start going in for that kind of treatment. Don't want to do that. And yes, Janet Lee just said, must be hard on the kidneys. Yes, chemotherapy is really, really hard on the kidneys, as well, I guess, as the Avastin, right? So my protein was elevated like by a full tick, which they still allowed me to do it and everything. But I drink a lot of water. And by drinking a lot of water, right, it's washing all this stuff out of my system. And one of the things that it's washing out are electrolytes. And as far as the electrolytes go, those help everything work together to function properly. My doctor told me this time, and I never understood this, so I'm really glad that we asked. Remember, I told you guys, take notes. And when you go to your doctor, get that notebook out and ask those questions. So the chemotherapy, the Avastin is the first thing they give me after they give me all the things so I don't swell up or have an allergic reaction. And what it does is, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. And I should be.
God dang it. I need to open
it. AJ, get rid of that guy.
I don't have it open, Shell.
Okay.
Somebody needs to take them out, though.
I'm taking them out right now. I banned them. Okay.
Sorry.
So glad they found us. Isn't that delightful?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
This turkey was stalking Angela at the Inquisitive Farm Wife recently. But we'll keep our eyes out. And they'll try and come up with several little things and jump in. So, but they're not clever enough. Thank you, Janet. Janet booted him. Okay. So it's funny. He's not original, though. He said the same thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, I'm not going to give him enough. I'm not going to give him that luxury. So if my doctor had to take me off of Avastin even one time, then the Avastin is what he plans on using for my maintenance after chemo is done, assuming that this chemo is successful, which it will be, right? It's going to be, and it will be. So I can't let Avastin be taken off the table, right? I don't want to use a new medicine. I don't want to use, I've had Avastin before. I just never knew all of this about it. So that's kind of like my fault for keeping my head in the sand as long as I did. But at this point, I just feel like it's important to ask all these questions. So, as much as I don't like Gatorade and stuff, I am using the liquid IV. It's little packets that you can buy by the case at Costco. So I'm using those, and they're not so bad. I figured out that mixing a half of an envelope to a big glass of water and doing that 2 times a day probably puts it through my body a little bit more regularly. And then also, I make sure that I get the electrolytes I need. So I am hoping that when I go in for my labs Friday, and then Tuesday before they start, I'm hoping that my kidney function is back down to where it needs to be. Because now I'm like a woman I'm already on a mission, but I'm on a bigger mission to make sure I can keep using the Avastin. It's been proven to be very, very effective. Do you have did I miss anything about what he said? Get him.
Yeah, who?
Gizmo 2 came in.
I see. I didn't even see that over there.
Mm-hmm. They're coming in with their different things. So, okay, Janet, liquid IV was suggested by your cardiac rehab. Yeah. So now I'm a believer. I haven't been a fan of it, but I have a long time ago. I used to get chronic bladder infections. Yeah, we saw that. Thank you, John. George. He's very quick, Janet.
Yeah, he's a pain.
Hopefully we'll get all of their things out of there. And for those of you watching later, we have a stalker, which I guess is in a way a troller. It's a good thing, I guess. That means that we're getting more popular. So there's the liquid IV, which I'm going to be using. I do not like those drinks, but I was also told that if I put a pinch of salt in my water, that would also help. So, I mean, that's like if you don't have any of that available, like the liquid IV, that a pinch of salt in my water would also help to balance me. So I at least have sort of like a backup if I was in an emergency situation, let's say at a restaurant and I started to feel weird. But I don't feel any different when my electrolytes were different. So I'm just going to have to do that. That's fine. And then we've been doing a lot of gardening, not as much as either of us would like, but JJ works full time and I seem to be sleeping full time. But I mean, I'm keeping that house up for the most part, and I'm trying to do our cooking and stuff. But I will say that we have eaten out a couple of more times than we normally would have. And we're going through our pre-made food that we had in the freezer and things like that. We're making leftovers and getting creative again. So it's all working. Diane, the Celtic salt, somebody brought me some, of all places. It was a coworker, and they had gone to, what's the name of that cool island in the Middle East, JJ? They built the island just for people to go have stuff on.
I have no idea why you would think I would know such things.
Anybody, tell me no. Come on, don't you know what I'm talking about? Oh, okay, you can get it on Amazon. Okay, there we go. I was actually just using table salt, to be honest with you, because years ago when I played soccer, I'm old enough where I predate Gatorade. And so before we'd have soccer practice, or usually it was after, I would crave salt. And I would just drink a big old glass of water and then sprinkle salt on the ice. And then I would chew the ice up, little tiny pieces. And I was like right as rain after that. Thank you, Diane. Yes. My coworker went to Dubai. And they came back with some special salts that I'm supposed to have every day. And I don't know I wish I had it sitting right in front of me, but I don't. All I have is this cool little magnet that he brought back. Really nice young man. Very thoughtful to everybody. But anyway, yeah, I could probably take a pinch of that salt every day or pink Himalayan because it's good and my blood pressure's been good. Okay, Daniel. Daniel had his first session of 5FU. Daniel, I mean, for me, I'm not going to say that they get worse as much as they accumulate in my body. And that's where I'm like right now, I'm starting to get a little bit tired, starting to get forgetful. Some of my words aren't necessarily coming to me. And then the other side effects that were much more severe the last time and should have been this time have not been as severe. And that's usually days after being disconnected from 5FU. However, I am thinking that it might be due to the fact that I'm not drinking as much water as maybe I should be. I'm close, but not all the way. And yes, everybody is praying for your journey on this, Daniel. I don't know if this is for me or if this is for Daniel. I have 8 more sessions. And it's not the 5FU that I feel like I get the most side effects from. It's usually what they pair it with. So in this case, mine is Iridican, and that's where they are. And I did have, oh, okay, Brenda, it's me. So I have 8 more sessions to go. In 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be getting our, I'm going to call it my midterm exam.
Be getting a PET scan.
I'll be going in for the PET scan, and the PET scan is going to tell the story as to how well this treatment is working. And I'm guardedly optimistic that it's going to be good news. I'm hoping that all of the little, what my doctor called buckshot, are disappearing. The little spots of cancer or precancerous, things that weren't as bad. Oh my gosh. I have to stop and share this with you guys. 5 years cancer free. Good for you, Sharon. Thanks for joining and telling us. Yeah, the side effects will linger. Did you get see there go the words. Where you can't feel your feet. Did you get that? Neuropathy. Thank you. Because mine's not gone. In fact, it's kind of creeping up the center of my foot. So I will be telling my doctor about that. And I haven't had any magnesium for 4 days, which has been making a difference. So I could spend half the day just putting things into my body to make it feel somewhat normal. No tummy pains. I have had a couple of tiny side aches, but nothing major. So I'm really happy to see that. And hello, Renee. Thank you for coming in. Pike Creek.
Hi, Renee.
So all in all, it's pretty much just it's going the way it should be going at this point. Do you want to share your observations, sir?
Oh, I think you've demonstrated them quite
right here, huh?
Right here.
Yeah, it is kind of normal. And I'll find that I do things like I'll walk through Target or something or the grocery store, and I kind of wander because I let my mind linger on one thing and I don't even want that thing, or I try and come up with ideas. But then when I get home, I'm pretty tired, and it feels mental as well as physical. Yes, Renee, we've seen the weirdo, and I hope that we got weirdo completely out. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I think we got him or her. We got it. That's its pronoun. It's an it. Okay. Neuropathy, kidney damage, colon issues. Okay, so you had uterine cancer. I have a friend who's going through treatment for that right now. So prayers to everybody who has to go through this goofiness. I'm telling you, but it's pretty common. So it's nice to have a conversation about it.
And then Janet had this question too.
Yeah. So I don't have a cardiologist checking mine. I don't know about the others. If you want to comment in the comment section, but they do take my vitals before and after. In fact, I'm usually at about 114/72 to 78, which I am elated with because I don't take any medication for my heart. So usually that's where I am starting out. And then after they've given me all of the treatments, which last close to 8 hours, about 7 hours a day on the Tuesdays, it's somewhere closer to like 134/84. So it goes up, but they're not having heartburn over the whole thing. Okay. And let's see, so those who don't know, Renee has a daughter who's been going through treatment half her life, right? Just about, Renee. And so she has testing all of the time, but it says no cardiologist yet. But she has a pulmonary specialist. And I have gone to a pulmonary specialist before, but it was pre-cancer, and it's because my blood pressure was pretty high. Yeah, she's been going it for 15 years. That's a long, long time. And she got it as a young woman, as a teenager. So prayers for Natasha to be doing well too, because she's constantly having to check. Janet has cardio problems, and so she's constant. I saw a post from you on Facebook. Couldn't believe your doctor, but so we have a whole round robin of really cool things, and different people having different conversations, but we all kind of come together. Does that make sense? Yeah, no. So I haven't done any videos at all, although I'm getting ready to do asparagus, because we have asparagus not coming out of our ears, but coming out regularly in a.
We have the best harvest of asparagus we've had since I planted it like 4 years ago.
Is it only that long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are like the size. Well, actually, they're probably my thumb size or bigger even. They're huge. And
the circumference.
Yeah.
Because one is almost 2 feet tall right now. I have to go out and get that one tonight. But last week and a half ago, we had company, and so we pulled the asparagus we had, and they're gigantic. And then you know how when you buy asparagus, it's real woody at the bottom, and you have to take, you snap it wherever it snaps, and then you can eat from there forward up towards the tip. When we snapped it, it snapped right at the bottom. And so that really, I'd say, like, that fat part at the very bottom, it was as tender as right underneath the tip of the asparagus. It was so good.
It was creamy. I can't even explain it. If you have like a 4x4 bed that you can put asparagus in, get 2 different kinds, put them in there. You got to wait at least 2 years before you harvest, let them grow out. But it's so good.
It's really good.
I mean, you don't get any of that woody kind of stuff. It's just like creamy. Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So we're going to have, I'm going to make a barley and asparagus salad that looks so good. It has lemon juice. And so I'll be able to use herbs, lemons, and asparagus from our house, which is like the whole point of gardening, right? What else am I going to make? Oh, cream of asparagus soup. And I'm actually going to try freeze drying a little bit of it, but I'll probably eat most of it. And then the other thing I'm going to make are my asparagus wraps, which I have made before, and I am going to make again because they were in a Williams Sonoma Mayo Clinic cookbook that I got like 22, 23 years ago. And it's like a vegetarian recipe, and oh my gosh, it is so good. It does have yogurt, so that's what takes it out of vegan land. Okay, Janet, I did pickle some last year, and it is amazing. It was so good with tons and tons of garlic too. But
Yeah,
they
and
turned
I'll be
out
putting
really
out
well.
some more gardening videos. I need to get out into the garden. We need to go out there. The last couple of years we haven't done a whole lot, but this year we have a lot of stuff going on. The
What
green
did we
spot.
decide? Well, and then we were going to do almost all raised beds.
Yeah,
And now we've decided to stay in the ground because it went from the 60s to the 80s in about 7 days.
yeah, it's
And
like
we
83
can't
degrees
depend
today.
on 70s anymore. I don't think we're going to be able to depend on that. So we did a lot of other things. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and go into the ground, and we'll have tomatoes. And this is we're going to grow what we plan on consuming at the house. I'm not going to try and grow everything that we're going to can, because we have the trees to work with this year, which we'll be getting fruit from those. There won't be enough to can, but there will be enough where I have to work with it, probably freeze and freeze dry some of it. I think we're just going to go to the U-Pick for tomatoes, and we'll just say, okay, today we're going to can green beans, and we're going to go out there and we're going to pick a ton of green beans. It's 45 cents a pound in your labor. I can pick enough green beans in 2 hours to can for days. They also have, well, last year they had a horrible, everybody here in the Sacramento Valley had a real struggle with tomatoes last year. And we were lucky to get 4 cases of tomatoes to put
Yeah.
up. Yeah. I have Costco tomato sauce in my pantry for the first time in 3 years because the tomatoes were so bad last year.
Yeah,
So
we've also decided we're going to do tomato halves first and get those all canned up because of
yes.
the way the tomatoes were last year. Get those canned up and then do tomato sauce.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it might be a little while before we get to tomato sauce anyway.
But this year we're going to do, my brother even asked if he could do tomato sauce this year. He wants us to teach him how. So I'm excited about doing that.
Hi, Dina,
Especially
welcome.
they have a gas stove. So I'm excited about canning with my All Americans on their gas stove and see how that works. I think it would be a lot easier, a lot different. Welcome, Dina. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for praying. You'll see in the chat, there's a lot of folks who have questions that are going through it. And I see the praying lady's not here. So I want everybody to just put extra happy and positive thoughts out there for her. Hopefully she's just getting some rest. But she just recently had a very major surgery that she shared with us, and she started chemotherapy. So she's going to be going through some pretty rough times. So just keep her in your prayers and keep her in your heart. Okay, Diane, I did that a few years ago, and it wasn't that good, but I was so anxious. I just wanted to have the little thin asparagus. So that's funny. So what else? This weekend, actually, there's an asparagus festival in the Big Valley. It's south of us, but I wanted to go tomorrow, but they don't start until Friday, and I need a driver. So I might have to hit my brother up and see what he's doing Friday. I don't know. I've never been to the asparagus festival, but apparently they have asparagus ice cream, which sounds kind of odd and strangely kind of good.
They have asparagus everything. Deep fried asparagus. Let's see here. Asparagus Creole. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Asparagus gumbo. I'm just kidding.
No, Renee, I don't like big crowds of people who pay to park and then pay to buy stuff when they get in there. I know that's not really a good way to be, but it gets so crowded on the weekends. And generally speaking, I'm working on the week, during the week, and I won't take time off to go. So I'm thinking this might be the year to actually go. And JJ, when is the Gilroy Garlic Festival? Has it already passed or is
I
it in the
don't know.
summer? I think it's in the summertime. But this might be the year that I go and check those things out. I do go to Apple Hill about every other year, and it's like a months long apple festival during the apple
Oh,
harvest here.
garlic wine. That's funny. Hey,
Garlic
Derek, how are you doing? Derek, and I saw
wine.
Mitzi too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
Mitzi's in
Mitzi.
here too. Yeah. Now let's see. Hold on. Okay, John, what is my biggest frustration dealing with my treatment? My memory. And not being able to leave the house. Can I leave the house today or can I not leave the house today? Am I going to be able to go out in the backyard and be certain that I'm not going to embarrass myself even though I'm at my own house? I don't know. So that the uncertainty of what I can and can't do from day to day and sometimes hour to hour is probably my biggest frustration. And did you say hi to Derek?
I did.
Okay, hi, Derek. Okay, so now I have homework. Apparently, I do need to go to the festival and I need to get some ice cream. I love asparagus flavor for anything, so I'll probably end up liking it. I just want to see if it's bright green like pistachio ice cream. That'd be kind of fun.
See your head will be like, oh, that's pistachio, and then you'll have asparagus, and you'll be conflicted.
I'll be okay with that. I can deal with that's a good conflict to have, quite frankly. But I would like to try that if they have that for cooking. I bet it would be good, almost like a vinegar, right? I don't think I would drink that. That would be interesting. So they just must ferment.
Well, if you did
Must
decide to
ferment.
drink some, I would have to drink some too. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm sure of it too. I need to freeze dry
If
some.
I wanted to sleep in the same area as you, I think.
Yes, or in the same building. Diane, I'm actually going to make a video with cream of asparagus soup. I found a really good recipe. My plan is to do one video with asparagus 3 ways and not make it painfully long. I want to make it short enough to get the point, long enough to get the point for each recipe, short enough so that our short attention span theater can deal with it. I already have 2 long form videos for 2 of the things I'm going to make, so I'll just shorten it up and show folks for ideas, because asparagus it's like one of my very favorite vegetables. It's so mild and it's got all kinds of really good vitamins. And really, if you're just buying it in our country, we can only get it for a limited time. So I think we'll be eating a lot this year by the seasons. Don't you, JJ?
What's that? Sorry, I was reading.
Yeah. I think we'll be eating a lot by the seasons this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we'll be eating out of the yard. I'm really hoping we get enough apricots to make 1 apricot pie with fresh apricots.
Oh, I'm hoping we get more than that.
Remember the first tree we had when we first moved in, and that was the first time I canned apricot jam. Yeah. And it had its own natural pectin. I thought that was really fun.
So let's see here.
Pop a pickled asparagus in a glass. I bet it would be good too.
So this behavior. You do you, Daniel. You throw down with that pizza.
Wait a minute. I have a question though. So when I have to take that, okay, when I have 5FU, Daniel, I have to take steroids. So can you answer in here? Are you on steroids at the same time? Because when I'm on steroids and for a few days after, I have an insatiable appetite. I get sick feeling a little bit, but at the same time, I am absolutely starving and kind of like that stuff that I may not normally want. I even told JJ I don't like super scented candles and stuff. And lately I've been like, ooh, that candle smells really good. I don't like those sweet things that smell like fake cinnamon buns. But like, natural scents like citrus or something like that aren't
Well, and then
manufactured.
you're also up until ungodly hours of the night. You're up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's not normal either. But it's like she can't stop. So I just send her in a direction, and hopefully she cleans or does her whirlwind or whatever she's doing.
I do get a lot done at that
You
time.
do get a lot. Yeah, that is a fact. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, those steroids will wreak havoc on you. You guys are all talking about this pickled asparagus now. I wish I could get JJ to go into the pantry and pull out a jar of it and show you how pretty they are. Because when I first pickled asparagus, it was
I'll be back.
okay, thank you. It's like it sucked all the salt water and stuff, the brine seemed to like suck everything out of the stalk. And then over time, as they sat in the pantry in the dark, cool pantry, they plumped up again. And oh, they're so good. I could just eat that for dinner. Yeah. Steroids and insomnia, I think, are hand in hand. There they are. Guess what we'll be putting into our green salad tonight? We're eating the last lasagna, and I do not want to see another lasagna in my freezer until October. I'm going to put a note on the refrigerator. No lasagna. Kind of like no wire hangers. Okay, good, Renee. I'm glad. I thought I did something wrong. But yeah, they were real wrinkly, and I was like, I don't know if I want to eat those. And then, yeah, a couple months later, I went in there, and now it's been almost a year since I canned them. Now they look wonderful. So this year, when we can tomato sauce, we're also going to take the seeds out, which we've never done before. I am still going to pressure can my tomato products because I just can't. I did try water bathing some sauce last year, and I am very suspect of that. So I want to go through and make sure I got everything. I was thinking about pickling carrots because I like carrots, but you know what? I bought cauliflower, commercially prepared cauliflower last year, and I still haven't eaten it. So I think it's time to pull all that pickled stuff out of the pantry and start enjoying it while I'm in the mood to have it. I think those things are really good on a green salad, and you don't even really need dressing at that point. I don't know. I'm not even really thinking straight. I almost canceled this. I'm like, oh no, you're doing it. You're doing it. I've also gotten some care packages, so I'm just gonna mention a few little care packages. I have received some books from folks that have been really, really good. And I read one of them like start to finish on a steroid night, and then I kind of learned how to put myself to bed. So I didn't read anymore, but I have the next book ready to go. So Renee, I'm ready to go with that book, and I'll read it soon. Maybe this will be the book that I actually break up into chapters, which normally I read one start to finish. Also, last week, when we got home from treatment, we thought we had a delivery. Well, I thought we had a delivery from Amazon because even though JJ hates to shop, he seems to love Amazon. And I saw a box out there, and I'm like, well, that's weird. What did you get? And he said, nothing. It won't be delivered for 2 days. And I got a box of all natural soaps. And JJ, you're right by that box. So if you want to sit here and talk for a minute, you can. And I'll go get the box. Do you want to talk about weird stuff that I've done or that I'm doing?
Well, I mean,
from a caregiver's perspective?
No, I mean,
Or you could get the box behind you. I'll get the box. Hey, everybody. Say hi to JJ for a minute.
please enjoy. All right, now that she's gone. No. Yeah, no, this last weekend I'm working for like pretty much weekends from now until Easter weekend, so I'm just trying to get my garden going so that I can get this stuff going. Anyway, so she's headed back in there now. I could do one of those dance videos, but you don't want to see that. Look like Rerun, if anyone remembers Rerun. Let's see here. There she is. See, I knew she'd be back.
Hey. Okay, so first, last week we talked about, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about compression socks. If these are not the prettiest compression socks, so I'm going to say thank you, Janet. And there were a few pair in there, so they work like a champ. But this is so cool. These are, Janet, do you have these on your website? These are all natural, so avocado oil and tallow. So like they're all natural. There's no scent. So pretty. And so I have one in the shower, and it also, it's so natural. It makes your skin feel super, super soft as well. And I love that. But there's one I really want to show everybody, and I know Janet's going to know which one it is. Janet at Two Doctors Homestead loves her pigs. She does not like goats because they look like the devil. I remember. Look at this stamp. It's this pretty, it's a little girl with her pigtails and her 2 little piggies. I love this one. This is going to be the last one I ever use, Janet. It's so pretty. But anyway, there's just, I don't know. Every time I turn around, I'm surprised by people's kindness. And I am very humbled. And so when I can, I'm going to say thank you very much. And
I have to say, it gives me great joy to know that something is in her future and not letting her know. I take great joy in that.
JJ's been contacted a few times, and he's the best secret keeper in the whole world. But yeah, these different soaps, like there's French pink clay with tallow and laurel, raw honey and lard. I'm sorry, lard. So it's all like super, super natural. And I just love it. So anyway, thank you very much.
So look at this.
This is like a year's worth of, I'm telling you. No. Don't send me any more. My God, it's like a year's worth of soap. I never take a bath. I'm just kidding. I'm easy on soap. Anyway, but it is your piggy lard? Wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, that's very sweet. I'm telling you right now. It's nice. And so I did wonder about your piggy, if it was from your piggy's lard. So you guys probably get the leaf lard and all that, right? Because this is like super clear and super pure. I know that some lard, it gets kind of brown and it has impurities, but this is beautiful. The praying lady is here. Hello. How are you doing? We were talking about you. Your ears were burning. Okay, wait a minute, Janet. You have to clarify. You process the piggies on your own? Because if you did, color me super impressed. That's wild. Okay, we have good news. The drains are out. Did you put that up, JJ? There we go. Oh, I'm so glad. So that means that you're healing well. I am so glad to hear that.
That's very good.
That is super awesome. That is super, super awesome. So we have like what? We have 3 active people. We have a couple people in here who've been in remission or for, forever. Oh, wow. That's impressive, actually. And you're doing stuff, and that is the best thing you can do. Just keep on keeping on, and but still take care of yourself, which is going to be the hardest part, I think. I'm just reading. Okay, so you have a 12-week regimen. Do you do that once? Do you go in for an infusion and then go home, or is it something that is Taxol something that you take orally? Because I've had to take oral 5-FU before. It's called capecitabine, but it was the same thing. It just works slower and takes longer to do what it does. Okay, Janet, I am super impressed that you did that. That's a big deal. When I was in junior high, we had a 4-H thing behind our school, and they used to slaughter pigs. And I mean, not to be gross or anything, but I was just fascinated by that because that's how we get our food. So that was pretty cool. But it seemed like an awful lot of work. Okay, so it is an infusion. Oh, JJ and I are both sharing, so it's going on and off because.
Yeah, so see, in the last 5 minutes, you can tell how my life is outside of this environment here, because we've gone through 4 different conversations, coming back into conversations that went to other conversations. So yes, that's our life right now.
It does kind of happen that way.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Oh, wow. That is really good. That's very positive news right there. I am so glad, Purring Lady. Are you seeing this? That is super, super cool. Okay, and you're going to get a port. Okay. Well, I got to tell you, mine, after all these years, can you see it? Right there. I don't even have, I scar easily, but there's really not a scar there. And
Just
every
like
single time I go
bump.
in, huh?
Just like a little bump, and that's it.
Yeah. And every time I go in, they tell me how well it's working. So I think I mentioned this in a previous thing. The surgeon that I'm going to call it installed, the guy that installed my port does this thing where he wraps it in a muscle, and it is so sturdy. And I knew people who had other surgeons who didn't do that, and they said that theirs always felt floppy. And if you've had infusion, you understand. Just imagine that, like when you have one of those people who doesn't, a phlebotomist, to draw blood, and they go all around your vein and your veins rolling around, and you get, you're like, oh, I can't get in there. It's kind of like that with a port. If it's steady, they can go right into it and it doesn't move around. So there's no pain involved really at all. And I actually one time had to have them go in, and I didn't have my numbing stuff on. And I felt a tiny sting, like maybe getting your ear pierced, but it really wasn't that bad. And I still think it's because mine is very, very sturdy in my chest. Oh, good. You're doing all this, honey? Thank you. Once a cancer family, always a cancer family. I agree. Mitzi, I am actually looking forward to my 59th birthday. That'll be in December. So I'm already looking forward to what I want to do. Actually, what I want to do, JJ, is I want to go to a Seahawks 49ers game. preferably in San Francisco, and watch the
No, I'd rather be in
Seahawks.
Seattle.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun, huh? I would like that too. Then we could go see the kids. I agree, Mitzi. An attitude of gratitude is what it's all about. And so, I don't know. I have another infusion coming up Tuesday. That'll be number. Oh wow, Mitzi and I are the same age, and JJ too. Um, I have an infusion on Tuesday, so it'll be number 5 out of 12. And again, does anybody? I mean, besides the Janet was saying that she really likes those liquid IVs. And I think that's what I'm going to stick with. I had a guava one and it was pretty good. But I think once I learned how to split them up, like have 2 different glasses of it during the day, that was the secret. The first time I put it all in one glass, I tried to drink it all at one time, and it was just too much.
Yeah.
They had her on her. I almost had her on her head 3 times. Yeah, I agree, Dina. We've got to be positive. Honest to goodness, that's the way to do it. Oh, look at you guys. Okay, so we're gonna have to next time we get together, let's talk about our favorite 70s songs. Seriously. And the toys that we used to like. I think that would be kind of fun. Oh, we're all young. And Janet, yeah, that's the way to do it. I just want to, I don't know, part of me just wants to get it in my body, but maybe I should just slow it down and think of it as soda. Daniel, you're a child. Look at you, kiddo. We're going to take care of you.
A child. You're out of your mind, lady.
Okay. Are you talking about, okay, see, here we go. Are you talking about the Fisher Price little people? Oh, I used to call them Dee-Dees, and I loved them. They were so much fun. My brother had the farm, and I had the little playhouse. Yeah, those were so fun. We could play with them for hours and hours.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Bee Gees, yes, thank you very much. I loved my Light Bright. I really did. It took us a long time to talk my parents into a Light Bright because I played jacks, and my dad would always stumble into the utility room in the middle of the night, like to take a load from the washer and put it in the dryer or something. And he'd find the one jack that we didn't pick up. So Light Brights were a really hard sell. I gotta say, I met him in person when I was like 11 or 12, Leif Garrett. My friends and I won this thing we did a mime to Steve Martin's King Tut. And so we won and we got to go meet Leif Garrett. He was really cute. So cute. I loved Weebles too. Oh, you guys, so are we going to do this? Yeah, are you guys all up for this in 2 weeks? We'll talk about nostalgia from the 70s. Because I think this would be a whole lot of fun. Oh my God, Sean Cassidy. Oh, you guys, this is going to be way, way, way fun. Okay, and yeah, you got it right. You got it right. I had a friend who had pants with his picture on them. That was funny. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Brenda is all in too. I want you guys, let's come in and let's talk about our favorite memories from the 70s. And I don't care from 70 all the way to 79. And if you weren't old enough to remember the 70s, just come in and enjoy, because we were just talking the other day that breaking the 8-track tape.
Yeah.
We were just talking the other day. We think that our generation is a little more positive and a little more upbeat and a little more independent because our music was happier. Our music was more hopeful. I just think it was just way more hopeful than music today. And
I
that
don't
could
know
be
what this
because
we thing is that you're talking about.
oh, you don't feel that way? Are you
Oh,
negative,
no.
Nelly?
Well, it's definitely different, but we also, we were the first latchkey kids, and you know, you were just kind of left to your own devices, and you worked it out or whatever. Because
Yeah, but everybody in your neighborhood knew what you were doing. So even if you were going to and from school or to or from practice or whatever, if you did something wrong or you smarted off to somebody, your mom and dad knew about it before you got home from practice after they got home from work and you were in for it. So I think there was a bigger sense of community who knew everyone knew who somebody else was. And so you always had people watching out for you and sometimes against you.
well, it wasn't. Oh, go mind your own business. Blah blah blah. No,
Brenda,
yeah.
that might be why we have colon cancer. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
I don't think so. That's probably why it wasn't sooner.
Um, Derek used to listen to his sister's 8-track tapes of Journey in Chicago.
Yeah.
I used to play my flute along to the records, and I'd have to go back and play that one part. That was so funny. All right, you guys, I'm thinking that we kind of have marching orders. I think we're going to have a lot. Oh my God. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. And when we put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up, we're going to have fun, fun, fun. Derek, whenever we would scrape our knees, my dad would ask if he needed to get the hammer to hit our toes so we'd forget about the scrape on our knee.
Yeah, I
It
died
worked.
once. I almost died once, and my mom told me to walk it off, so I get it.
All right, guys. Thank you all for coming in. Everybody who's going through treatment, keep up the good fight. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear from everybody. Thanks for everybody who's coming in. Thanks for everybody who's listening later. And I think, oh, for God's sake. Oh my God. Falls out of a tree and walked it off. And that's why you limp. I'm just kidding. But we'll come in a couple of weeks from now, and we are going to have a really good time talking about those old toys. And in the meantime, I don't know if I can get in and make a scrolly thing. I can take myself off of here.
A scrolly thing. What are you doing?
Nah, never mind. If you want to send me pictures if you have any of your old toys, or if you want to send me a picture, send me an image to like before Tuesday, 2 weeks from now. Send me an image of it and I will put together a little thing and pull them up. That might be kind of fun. I think and does anybody have Matchbox cars? Love those. But yeah, bring it all. Bring it to the table. And if you send me the picture, get a pencil out. Send it to bigvalleyliving@gmail.com. bigvalleyliving@gmail.com. And I'll go in and pull them out and put them together. And I can't play 70s music behind it because we'll probably get a ding, but we'll find a way. And I want to share music and stuff and like bring a memory or something. That might be a lot of fun.
We'll find some techno disco music sounding thing.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oh my God, that is excellent, Mitzi. I have my brother's toys too, and he's like, just keep them at your house. So I have him here for his grandchildren to play in our garden. It's fun. All right, guys, it's 5:02, and I really want to thank you all for coming in to visit. Those of you who come back later, thank you. We love you guys. We're praying for everybody, and just keep up the good work because we're all fighting hard, and I think we're doing well.
See you later, everybody.